Scorpio. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's horoscope for July. July is going to be a dramatic month for all of us because there are a couple of eclipses this month and also Mercury is going retrograde. However, these eclipses are going to hit us in places that are particular to us by sign. So for you, early in the month, around the 3rd, we have got this, it's July 2nd actually, solar eclipse happening in the 9th house for you. And eclipses are times when we are forced by life to look at our shadows, to look at aspects of ourselves or our environment that we don't look at usually in the bold light of day. And being forced to look at these things is inherently uncomfortable, which is some of why eclipses get such a bad name. But a solar eclipse, as this one is usually something that other people can see, that other people can see happening. It seems to be happening in the world outside of just yourself. Now, the 9th house is a house of personal growth and expansion. It's a house of travel, foreign places, foreign peoples, and it is a house of your view of the world, your worldview, your perspective on life. And so any of those things, in any of those areas, you might be experiencing a big sort of a comeuppance, a big bursting of your bubble, like, well, that's not what I thought. And you may have to revise some of your opinions. Also inherently uncomfortable. Now, later in the month, around the 16th, we have got another eclipse, this time a lunar eclipse. They do often come in pairs. This one is falling in your 3rd house with the sun up here in your 9th house still. And the 3rd house is a house of learning. It's a house of intelligence, of the mind, of communication. Also the things and people that are right around you every day. Your neighborhood, your neighbors, your siblings, your housemates. And so a lunar eclipse has a tendency to be an emotional roto-rooter. It's a time when feelings get stirred up in a very big way and our inner brat comes out and shows us, something that we're not so conscious of about ourselves. So watch out for some very emotional conversations to crop up around the 16th with those people that you see every day. Even if you don't know them that well and they're just casual people like the person who runs the cash register at your corner store, these are the kind of people where you may have these very emotional encounters. And so, try to make it through the 16th with some grace. Hey, Julia, what's up with Venus this month?
Well, Scorpio, for the first couple of days of July, just the first 2 days really, Venus is in your 8th house, which means that relationships, because she is the relationship planet, may have become a little bit more intense, a little bit more intimate. You may have been having to focus on shared finances with either a partner or anybody else that you're close with. But then for the bulk of the month, from the 3rd to the 27th, Venus is going to be traveling through your 9th house, which is a lot lighter than the 8th house. The 9th house is a very expansive house. It rules higher education, foreign travel, all the things that broaden our minds. So if you are partnered up already, you might enjoy having shared new experiences with your partner, maybe going on some trips together, maybe watching a TED Talk together, maybe learning something new together. And if you're single and traveling this summer, you might have a little holiday romance as well. Natha, what are you seeing this month?
So I want to talk about Mars, and Mars, of course, is a planet that brings us a lot of drive, a lot of energy, and can make us, it's where our force lies. And Mars this month is going to be in your 10th house. And Mars likes to be in the 10th house. It's the house of career. And so you might find that you have a lot of extra added energy when it comes to your career. You might, find that you're able to make goals and you're able to follow through on them, and things just feel really good in this realm. Now that ties in a little bit with what I want to say about Mercury, because Mercury is going retrograde this month, and it is starting in the 10th house. So Mercury is about going back over old ground, perhaps learning how to communicate in different and better ways. So you might find, in amongst all of that vitality and that drive and that assertiveness that you're feeling at work, that you might have to tweak your communication a little bit. You might be getting feedback or constructive criticism that maybe it's too much, or too demanding or something, and you'll have to see how that plays out. Now, Mercury does go into the ninth house later in the month on the 19th. And so you might find that there are things that come to light about new education that you need in order to really be good at your job at this point. Maybe you need to find something about your job that re-inspires you. These are ninth house things. And, of course, the learning, the education, the really connecting with things that are different from you are all going to come into play as well. Jamie, what do you have to say about that? You've had some really good stuff to sort of complement the Mercury retrograde stuff.
Yeah, I love Mercury retrograde, actually. I'm one of the oddballs on the planet who actually loves Mercury retrograde because it always gives us an opportunity to go back and clean up something that maybe wasn't done right in the first place, although that may not have been apparent at the time. And I think Mercury retrograde in the ninth house seems like a really great time to re-examine one's philosophy of life, one's approach to life, similar to what I was saying with the solar eclipse at the beginning of the month. Sometimes you just got to reevaluate your perspective. So yeah, Mercury retrograde is good for that. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thanks for watching. Look for our August horoscope next month, and we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.